Right, oh goodness. Where to even begin? It feels rather improper to dissect a memory like this, but truthfully, some experiences just demand to be etched into the annals of cautionary tales. It's for the collective, you see. For those delicate souls yet to stumble into it. You'll understand. You will. I am Ludmilla, by the way. One learns to document, to categorize, especially after escaping, well, never you mind. It's a story for another, considerably less dreadful afternoon. My grandmother, a woman steeped in the wisdom of forgotten ages, always said, "A poorly kept house reveals a poorly kept mind." And oh, darling, the mind behind the Queen's Hotel, Kandy, was a veritable labyrinth of chaos. It started innocently enough, as these horrors often do. You know, a yearning for escape, a particularly sparkling brochure filled with promises of colonial grandeur. The hotel appeared picturesque, perched atop a hill like some forgotten relic. That initial view, deceptive. Oh, so deceptively pleasing, like a frosted cake concealing a truly wretched filling. Honestly, you think I would fall for that? Well, apparently I did. A momentary lapse in judgment fueled by a particularly persistent drizzle, I suspect. My companions and I, two souls craving a brief respite from the humidity and the endless parade of tourists, booked 2 rooms. 2, a perfectly reasonable request, one would think. But this is where the tapestry of woe begins to unravel, thread by agonizing thread. It wasn't the visual decay that struck me first, although that did register. You've seen those antique shops layered in dust, exuding the scent of regret. It was like that, but amplified, clinging to the faded wallpaper like a desperate lover. No, it was the air. Stale, thick, and entirely devoid of circulation. A terribly worrying predicament. It's like being stuffed into a velvet-lined box. You can breathe, technically, but it's oppressive. Can you imagine, to be deprived of something so fundamental? The human body needs air. It's not merely a preference, it's biological imperative. And yet, neither of our accommodations possessed any semblance of proper ventilation. The windows, those quaint, colonial-era fixtures, were sealed shut, as if guarding some terrible secret. And then, the horror, the appliances. The fans, those flimsy windmills of hope, were utterly lifeless. The air conditioning units, the air conditioning units. They rattled and sputtered like dying beasts. They kick on, offer a fleeting illusion of coolness, then promptly give up, groaning a mechanical lament. This wasn't a mere inconvenience, my dears. This was a deliberate disregard for comfort, for basic human dignity. Why install these things if they're simply going to fail? Is it a cost-cutting measure? A cynical disregard for guests? Honestly, the sheer audacity of it all. You pay for a service and expect it to function. Is that truly too much to ask? And then, in the dead of night, came the intrusion. The insistent clatter of tools, the gruff murmurings of a maintenance man, intruding on our fragile attempts at sleep. Imagine you're trying to rest, trying to escape, and this is what you greeted with. It wasn't simply disruptive, it felt violating. Like our privacy was not valued at all. It's an expression of deep disrespect. But that monstrousness was merely a prelude. It was during a separate excursion that the true extent of the Queen's Hotel, Kandy's incompetence, revealed itself. A simple lunch. A simple lunch. Another meticulously orchestrated disaster, let me assure you. They initially presented a buffet. A colorful array of dishes, seemingly promising culinary delight. But as I was, very meticulously, washing my hands, hygiene is paramount, you understand the offer was rescinded. Buffet is closed, they announced with a breathtaking lack of empathy. A perfect demonstration of laziness, you see. They couldn't be bothered to maintain it. They couldn't be bothered to care. So,
I selected an item from the menu, something unassuming, something unlikely to offend my delicate sensibilities, and I explicitly stated not once, not twice, but 3 times, no spice please, and you'll never guess what arrived. Chicken, singular, a lonely, forlorn piece of chicken, suspiciously pale and alarmingly undercooked. And oh, the spice, a fiery inferno coating my palate, a betrayal of epic
You know, I was looking into crimes near Queen's Hotel, Kandy, and like, I was so sad to find out that there were some really bad scams going on around there. I mean, tourists go to Kandy to relax and have fun, not to get ripped off. So like, I found out that there was this huge online financial fraud ring operating from a rented mansion in Kundazale, just outside Kandy City Center. Can you believe it? These scammers posed as tourists, rented out whole properties, and paid crazy high prices for privacy. I'm like, what's wrong with people, right? They were using over 100 computers and nearly 300 mobile phones to defraud victims, both locals and tourists, through fake investment schemes and phishing attacks. I think, the victims probably didn't even realize what was happening until it was too late. They probably thought they were investing in something legit, and then suddenly, they're out of a bunch of money. It's so sad, you know. The scammers probably just took the money and ran, leaving the victims with nothing. And the worst part is, the police said that this scam was really sophisticated, so it's hard to catch the scammers. They're still investigating to see if there are more groups like this operating in Sri Lanka. I'm like, how can people be so cruel, right? Anyway, that's what I found out about scams near Queen's Hotel, Kandy. It's just be careful, you know? Don't invest in anything that seems too good to be true, and don't give your personal info to just anyone. I care about you guys, and I don't want you to get scammed.
Let's be frank, the businesses surrounding the Queen's Hotel, Kandy, they're a bit of a letdown. A real disappointment, actually. It feels like a beautiful painting with a crucial, glaring smudge right in the middle. I've spent a considerable amount of time sifting through what people are saying, and a pattern has emerged. A rather disheartening one. It's like peeling an onion layer after layer of frustration. The overall impression is one of unfulfilled potential, coupled with a distinct feeling of being taken advantage of. It's not necessarily maliciousness, it's a certain casual disregard for a good experience. A resigned acceptance of mediocrity and, frankly, sometimes outright exploitation. It's left me feeling unsettled, like a beautifully set table with chipped plates. Let's begin. What you find nearby isn't a vibrant tapestry of welcoming establishments, but rather a collection of places that seem to operate on a principle of good enough. They aren't actively trying to be bad, they just aren't trying very hard. It's like they believe your presence is a privilege, not a transaction. Take shopping, for example. The main hub, Kandy City Center, appears to be where expectations go to die. It's not simply that it's a mall, it's that it's a mall seemingly designed to actively irritate you. People are reporting paying for the privilege of using the washrooms, 30 rupees to be precise. Now, a small fee isn't the issue. It's the fact that the facilities are then substandard. One working washroom for the entire complex. It's baffling. It feels like they've decided hygiene is optional. Then there's the music. Loud, intrusive music. Apparently, they think blasting sound is ambience. It's less a shopping experience and more an endurance test. And the security. Oh, the security. There are reports of guards exhibiting inappropriate behavior, making people feel profoundly uncomfortable. Accusations thrown around, suspicions cast without cause. It's unsettling. It makes one question what security actually means in this context. Is it protection or an uncomfortable interrogation? The suggestion of drug accusations feels particularly heavy. It seems any extended glance could be misconstrued, any moment of quiet reflection deemed suspicious. The feeling extends to basic practicality. Parking is a nightmare, reaching the place is a challenge. And when you finally do manage to navigate the chaos and acquire food, prepare to be disappointed. Not necessarily in quality, but in honesty. Extra charges appearing on the bill, seemingly conjured from thin air. It's a frustrating little dance of deception. It's like they're adding a tourist tax to everything, moving on to accommodation. Theva residency, for instance, presents itself as a respectable option, but the reports paint a different picture, a very worrying picture. A consistent theme emerges: a lack of transparency regarding charges. People have described sodas mysteriously appearing on their bills, never requested, never offered. It's a subtle form of theft, really. A drip, drip, drip erosion of trust. And the management, inconsistent, promises made and broken. Arrangements altered with baffling casualness. A guest traveling with children, stranded and confused because of a shifting booking. My heart aches for them. The feeling of vulnerability in a foreign land, it's not something to be taken lightly. It is very insulting. Beyond the financial concerns, there's a sense of being actively inconvenienced. Room cleanliness issues, a frustrating level of disorganization. This isn't simply about a slightly dusty surface, it's about a fundamental lack of care. Now let's talk dining. Mandia, touted as a local experience, seems to be consistently underwhelming. The food apparently is often bland and overpriced. The service, erratic. Stories of being ignored, of orders forgotten.
A particularly jarring anecdote details a customer being served a chicken meal consisting of one leg. 1. It's almost comical if it wasn't so infuriating. There's a suggestion of a casual disregard for food safety, too, which is deeply concerning. The place seems to struggle with basic operational functionality, incorrect opening hours,